Hey, it's your girl, Miss Straight Talk, No Sugar Added, and I am coming at you today going through this 16 video series on Who's Your Baggage, Releasing the Dead Weight. And of the 16 bricks, as I call them bricks. There's a series of them. It's abuse, blame, low self-esteem, shame, procrastination. But today I'm going to talk to you about anger. Yes, something we all experience. So don't try to act like it's not you. It doesn't pertain to you. Let's talk about anger. Hey, I'm just going to come right out the gate and I'm just going to say, you know what? Anger is not a bad thing. Let's just clear it up. It's not a bad thing. It happens. It's how we process and if we let it linger on, because anger is really just that outward emotion or that behavior that lets someone know that they said something that we didn't like, or we were treated unfairly, hurt feelings. And so, yes, we can get angry about that because that is our defense mechanism, where we're letting everyone and everything outside of us know that, hey, that wasn't cool. So let's not do that again. The problem lies in when we hold on to that anger. So there are, and I am not minimizing any experience that's mentioned here, but my goal is to help you and lend you a perspective on how to get through and manage that frustration or that unfairness that you experience, and say, hey, I've got to find a way to move beyond that. Because as long as we stay stuck in that emotion of being angry or that experience that happened to us, it makes it difficult for us to make a full process of moving forward, taking those full steps. And so, look, let's talk about it. So, deep-seated anger, that's when you just holding on and it is just and you got like probably some fire coming out of your eyes. Deep-seated anger can spill into resentment, and this can happen if you sit in the emotion or the event too long. So you may have had an experience that has happened in your life, and you just cannot let it go because maybe you're sitting waiting on that person to apologize, or maybe you're waiting for that situation to turn into your favor. Well, here's the question to ask. What if it doesn't change? What if the apology never comes? What if the person has already passed on, or they've moved on with life? They don't even live in the same state or the country that you live in, but you're still holding on to it. Because we replay the event in our mind over and over again. So what we do is we awaken those emotions and we get mad all over again. So there has to be some way that you find a way to push through and pass, allow yourself to pass over that and get through that. So then anger left unchecked can cause us to seek out revenge because we feel that revenge will give us a certain level of satisfaction. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'll raise my hand on that, because in my younger days, I would be angry about something and I would go for some revenge. I would go for some blood. I would go for destruction. And yes, I'll admit, I felt better in that moment. Oh my God, I felt great. Like it's just, oh. But then afterwards, you come back down, then what? There's still that emptiness. There's still nothing resolved. And guess what? You're still stuck because we haven't moved past the emotion. When I was a kid, I used to get upset at things and I would just tear up my room. I would just wreck it. I don't know why, but I think that was my way of letting it out, to prevent from going to hit somebody. And then one time, out of one of the instances, I sat in my room and I looked around at the mess and I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, what is this resolving? And I had that self-awareness to say, the person I'm mad at is not even here, and they're not even here to help me clean up this mess. I have to clean up this mess. And when we hold on to that anger, we hold on to that resentment, we do things, our behavior reflects that anger, and we get out there and we make a mess. And sometimes you can't clean up the mess like I cleaned up my room. We get out there and we hurt other people who don't deserve to be hurt. We may even hurt ourselves by resulting to other devices of substance abuse, or even harming our bodies in some kind of way. The only person that you're hurting is yourself. And to hang on to that, it impacts your health. And then we do this because we want the other person to feel our pain. Well, what if they never feel our pain? What if this person has a method of getting through and processing? And sometimes people just aren't aware of the things that they do. They may know because you tell them, but if it's something that is in them, if this is how they roll, if this is how they flow, if this is how they've grown up, if this is what's in them, they don't know any other way. So waiting on the person to feel your pain, waiting on the person to apologize, waiting on for something terrible to happen to them to make you feel better, those are all external forces. Those are all external things, and they can change with the wind. What I want you to understand is find it within yourself. Get the tools that you need to overcome that anger that may lead into resentment. You have to find a way to let it go. So I can't sit here and tell you how to let it go because you have to take your particular situation on a case by case basis. All I know is that for me, I sit and I ask myself, how is this emotion serving me? Because if I have a headache, if I'm not sleeping, if I'm not eating, or my health is deteriorating because of it, it is not serving me. So a lot of times what we have to do is we have to look at what's happening with our body and ask ourselves, what are we holding on to? Now, just in case you're sitting there saying, I don't have any resentment, I don't have any anger, let me give you a couple of signs of that, just a couple. Like I just said, you keep continual or recurring feelings or strong emotions of anger just keep coming in. Feelings of regret, feeling invisible or inadequate. You just keep harboring on those things. Find a way to let it go. One thing I will say is, whatever the situation that happened to you, understand that 9 times out of 10, it has more to do with the other person than it has to do with you. You just happen to be the force that was there to catch it. And sometimes people do apologize, but sometimes an apology is not all, because an apology without change behavior are just words that's just floating around. We have to get to a point that we make the decision that I can live and I can move on if nothing ever changes about this particular circumstance, if nothing changes about this person, if nothing changes about these circumstances, because waiting is just keeping your life in neutral. And in neutral, you're going absolutely nowhere. So no more, keeping score or, trying to overpower and manipulate. That's a lot of energy. Do not expel that energy. Save your energy for the things that you need. To get out and exercise, to eat right, to foster good relationships, to take care of yourself, build a business, take care of your family, love on your family, love yourself more first, though. Do not let anger and resentment keep you from moving forward. Hopefully you found a little nugget in this brief video. If you like what was said, please like and comment, subscribe and share, because I'm sure there's someone else out there that can use this. And again, this is Miss Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. You can find me on all social media platforms at Miss Straight Talk, and my website at bestraigup.com. So if you like this, hey, keep watching, keep commenting, and keep sharing. I'm looking forward to talking to you again. Take care. Bye-bye.